Can the State Bank of Pakistan finance the upcoming elections? The short answer is no, and the long answer would look at why this is not a good idea or not a reasonable thing to ask. So there are two aspects to this. The first is the legal and the regulatory aspect, and the next one relates to the impact of such a decision on the economy or the state bank's monetary policy objectives. So let's first look at the legal and regulatory side of things. So the state bank it operates in line with the SPP Act 1956, which has been amended quite a few times over the years, but the most recent amendment came in 2022, mostly on the IMF's insistence. So under this amendment, two key things were achieved. The first one is that the state bank is going to be a very autonomous and independent body, and it is not meant to follow directives from the government of Pakistan as to how to run its monetary policy, and it is free to pursue independent policy actions without political interference. The other key thing that was achieved under this amendment was that the government of Pakistan can no longer directly borrow from the State Bank of Pakistan. So, given these two developments, I do not think it is possible for the government of Pakistan to ask money from the State Bank of Pakistan under any pretext whatsoever, especially if the State Bank does not agree with such a request. And judiciary, it's a completely unrelated party. They were never part of this reporting relationship to begin with. Now let's look at the other aspect, which is the economic side of things and how putting more money out in the system would impact monetary policy objectives. So the state bank is firstly not a profit-driven organization, right? Its main job is to maintain price stability, which basically means to control or minimize inflation. Now, the assets held by the state bank, and these assets can be deposits or investments or gold reserves or whatever, they don't exactly belong to the state bank. These assets belong to the depositors of state bank, and these depositors could be banks or financial institutions. These depositors could be foreign governments. These assets also belong to the lenders, for example, the IMF. So the assets also back the currency in circulation, so that is also a liability. So in short, the state bank does not have discretionary funds to go around spending on elections, which is strictly out of its mandate. Should the state bank be forced to provide this money, how would it go about doing so? It would probably print money. And when you print money, you put more money in the system that will eventually chase more goods and services, and that drives up prices. So already at this point in time, Pakistanis are struggling with record high food inflation and increase in prices of housing and transportation. So it's not going to help anyone. And in fact, this is the exact opposite of what the state bank is trying to do these days, which is to constrain the money supply by hiking the policy rate. It has gone up to 21% now. So it is very unlikely that should the state bank be asked to do so, it would do something that it has been trying to manage. The state bank has been trying to manage inflation, and to tell the state bank to actually do the exact opposite and to let the inflation rise up further because the elections need to be held is, it's really asking for a lot.